Okay, looks like we're live now. So for anyone who is watching, hi everybody, this is Angel Arts, and we are going to begin our open mic hangout for Telltale Games' Tales from the Borderlands. I believe it was released, the last episode was released in the last couple of weeks, and I am pretty much sending out an invitation to anyone and everyone who wants to join in to talk about this game. So right now I have 3 people. I can have up to 9 other people up here on the panel. So as we're going through this exercise, if at any point any of you guys wants to jump in and spend some time face-to-face with us, the lines are open. So just all you have to do is to send me a private message with your email address if you haven't sent me your email address before, and I'll send you, as we're going through this, the information that you need to join the Hangout. So we're going to go ahead and introduce everybody to you that's on the panel right now. Some of you might recognize some of these faces from previous Hangouts we've done in the past. So what I want to do is each person currently on the panel, if you can tell us your name, how you want us to refer to you, where you're from, and then tell us from the Tales from the Borderlands game, who is your personal favorite character, and why is that person your favorite character? So who would like to go first? All right, go ahead. We'll start with Esparta and then go from there.
Hello everyone, my name is Esparta117. People call me Esparta, that's my last name. I'm from California. My favorite character from the Borderlands is Sasha.
And why is Sasha your favorite character?
The reason why is because she's very spunky, and to me, girls that kind of take control, like when in situations and they're not afraid to take control, are very interested. I'm very interested in them just because they'll just take situations. They're very powerful. What I'm trying to say is they're like they don't need a man to do what they need to do. They can do it themselves.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Who wants to go next? Go ahead, Gavin.
Yes, hello, I am Gavin. I'm from Ireland. And Reese. Reese is definitely my favourite character.
Why is Reese your favorite character, Gavin?
He's funny. He's the witty man. He's just, I'm not gonna say I just love witty characters. They're my favourite. And oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to let you finish. Go ahead if you.
Oh no, he's witty. I think he probably has some of my favorite lines as well, and I do like the arc his character takes as well.
All right, Mecca, why don't you go next?
You know how much I love to do reacting introductions for myself. And for everyone, Mecca Michaelis here. My favorite character out of everyone from the whole entire cast, I'm sorry, but it is Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack, yep.
I can't get enough of that guy.
Well, apparently he's coming back, so...
What is it about Handsome Jack that you love, Mecca, in particular?
Damn it, my side. Nerves. Most because of his wit and also his sarcasm, I can actually love to hate him.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. And he's very funny, and he's handsome. So I think everyone who has ever watched any of my live streams knows who my favorite character is. So
is it Felix? I'm getting Felix.
You're getting Felix. But if you guys for whatever reason don't know, or if you're just jumping onto this hangout randomly, my name is Angel Arts, and I'm my personal favorite. I hail from the Washington D.C. area. Mecca, by the way, is hailing from the UK. I don't know if she mentioned that.
Nope.
But I'm hailing from the Washington D.C. area, and my favorite character is Vaughn. Vaughn's actually probably my favorite character of any Telltale Games' game that I've played, which says a lot because I love so many characters from all the Telltale games. I like Vaughn a lot because I relate to him. He's funny. He's loyal. He's such a great friend. I love his bromance. They've got a bromance. Him and
Plus
Reese.
the abs.
And the abs, yes, the abs is the abs is icing on the cake because I loved and declared that I loved Vaughn over everybody else even before I knew about the abs, and that says a lot. But and plus Obi-Wan Kenobi is just amazing. So if you guys are just, by the way, if you guys are just jumping in and tuning in right now, again, I do have many seats. There are seats open here. So if any of you guys wants to join in with us on this chat, you have a chance to not only interact with me face to face, but you also have a chance to meet other people from around the world. We've got it's a great opportunity if you guys love this game and you want to weigh in your thoughts. So all you need is a webcam or a microphone. A microphone will do. Just send me a private message on YouTube, a YouTube private message, and send it over, and I will quickly try to send you the link to this Hangout so you can join in. If you can't or don't want to join us, please don't be shy. By the way, we're all friends here, right? We're all chill. We're all friends here. Please don't be shy. So do not let the fact that you're shy stop you from coming and join us. One of the people that hesitantly came last time. She was incredibly shy. She was shaky, but she was so glad that she ended up joining us because she was able to make some new friends and had a great experience. And she actually said this is like one of the best days of my life. But I believe her because it's a really cool experience. So just send me a private message with your email, and I'll get you on. And if we get a lot of people, then I will rotate people in a revolving door fashion in and out. But if you either choose not to or you would rather just sit and watch, be sure that you click on the link. If you're watching from the YouTube, there's something that says be a part of the conversation, like a little thing that you can click on. Click on that, and that'll bring you over to the panel, to the official Google Hangout panel, so that you can send us either questions that you want us to answer or bring up topics that you want us to discuss. And if you see a question or topic that you like that somebody else posted, give it a +1 so that those will move up to the top, and we'll know like which are the more popular questions and topics. I think that's about it. So why don't we begin while I check my inbox and see if anybody wants to join in. Why don't we begin with a question from the audience? It looks like there's a question from 21111. The question is, I think there's two parts. Well, I'll say the whole question. Do you think that there is a possibility of any of the characters from this game to show up in Borderlands 3, if such a game will come to pass? For example, I have heard a rumor of Gordis replacing Scooter as a leader of Catch a Ride.
Catch a Ride.
Catch a Ride. I love Scooter. Oh. What do you guys think about the possibility of any of the characters from this game to show up in Borderlands 3?
Definitely.
I would agree on the fact of Borderlands, and I don't know. Is 4K, is it the one that creates Borderlands? I forgot.
That's 2K in Gearbox.
Oh, okay, 2K in Gearbox. They're very kind of funny, crazy people. Like when it comes to stuff on their games, I'm pretty sure they'll put those characters in there. I wouldn't doubt it. It would kind of cool to have one of those characters be playable in the game. Like you get to run around as Reese or Sasha or Fiona.
I think a lot of people were speculating that that Fiona will become a Vault Hunter because of everything that all the experiences that she had with Athena training her to become a Vault Hunter. So I think there's a strong possibility that she might either be one of the main Vault Hunters for Borderlands 3 or maybe an unlockable character. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to be included because the way Tales from the Borderland ended and the way the pre-sequel ended, it kind of omened something really big coming. So I'd say yes, they're definitely probably going to be in the next game somehow.
Okay. I think I think that's good. We have more people that are sending me messages to join in, so hopefully we'll have a few more people in the seats. In the meantime, does anyone on the panel, Gavin, Esparta, or Mecca, do you have a question or topic you want to propose? Spoiler alert, by the way, guys. I should have put this down. This is a spoiler alert for anyone who has not played through or seen the Tales from the Borderlands games, and possible spoiler alerts from the main Borderlands series. I want to try to keep the topic of conversation focused on the Telltale games, Tales of the Borderlands. That doesn't mean that you can't mention any of the main Borderlands games, but try to focus on just the Telltale version. So, do any of the people on the panel have a question or topic they want to bring up or talk about?
Yep.
Let's start with Gavin first, and then we'll go to Esparta.
No,
Go ahead, Gavin.
I was asking if there was on the panel that you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your least favorite character in the Borderlands series?
That's a good question. Least favorite character. I think for me, I was not a big fan of Valerie's character as much. I don't know. Like, there was something about her character that I felt like I could have loved to hate her more. With Jack, you love to hate Jack. But with Valerie, I don't know, there was just something about her character that just didn't... She sort of reminded me of... it wasn't this bad, but in... there was a character in... I'm trying not to spoil anything, but there was a character in The Wolf Among Us. She was supposed to be a big major villain, and you end up in a big fight with her. You know what I'm talking about. Red hair.
Bloody Mary.
Becca, no spoilers, please. Remember, no spoilers from other games as much as possible. But she started out as a really cool character to begin with, but then she was a little too over the top. Like, it was hard for me to take her character seriously because she just used a lot of really cliche one-liners, like, I'll see you around, and things like that, where I was like, okay, you're trying way too hard to be cool, or way too hard to be... It was too forced for me, so I didn't like her character because it was just not... I couldn't take her seriously. And Valerie didn't have that much of a problem, per se, but it was getting there. I don't know. That was just my thoughts. How about the rest of you guys? Any of you guys have other characters that you dislike the most?
It really does have a nice stellar cast. So like I'm challenged to find which character I hate the most. Yvette. I hated Yvette.
Yvette? Oh, okay. Was it solely because of the betrayal, or
that was icing on the cake? I just didn't like her character. I thought she was the stereotypical businesswoman archetype. That's just me. Like, would betray anyone to get ahead. And I was like, come on, Borderlands, you're better than that. You break archetypes.
Do you have a answer for that, Jamie or Mecca?
I don't like Vasquez. I really don't like Vasquez.
Okay.
I found him very obnoxious and very, very annoying after a while. Like, I liked him in the beginning. After a while, I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I kind of felt like he was like that character that you have there, that he has to be that one obnoxious dude, which I understand. I mean, there has to be, it's supposed to be funny, entertaining, and kind of serious at times. But when he died, I loved it. Like, I enjoyed it. I was like, yes, I don't have to hear him anymore. But yeah, I didn't like him. He's very obnoxious and annoying to me.
He has a very distinctive voice. Like, have you ever watched Family Guy?
Yeah,
okay. So you know the voice actor, yeah.
Yeah, the voice actor I don't have a problem with. The way kind of like they kind of like made him act and all that stuff made me kind of irritated after a while. I like his voice. It's fine. I laughed. I'm like, oh, that guy is from Family Guy. I'm like, yeah. But after a while, I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting a little annoying.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Disney movie The Emperor's New Groove. He was in it, and his character. whenever he talks, all I can think of is that character specifically talking. So I'm like, that's not Vasquez, that's Krunk. What are you doing?
Krunk.
Right.
Before we continue on, we'll get to Mecha's answer to this question. I wanted to introduce, or let himself introduce, Mike Shogun Lee.
Hello there. I am the Shogun, and when this dang banner will work, you all will obey.
I'm trying to get it to work as well. It's not
We're
working.
having problems with the banners. Shogun, why don't you tell us briefly.
Just gonna refresh.
Tell us, Shogun, briefly, where you are from, if you're comfortable with that, and who is your favorite character in Tales of the Borderlands, and why?
I am not that far from Angel, on the East Coast, Virginia. Doesn't really matter, but my favorite character is from the Tales of the Borderlands is Reese, but my favorite character in Borderlands in general is Jenny Springs.
Okay. Well, we already talked about Reese, so why don't we talk about Janie Springs? Why do you like her a lot?
She is the one true Bae. There's no discussion about this. There's no debate. Doesn't matter. The one true Bae who all must enjoy or face the crime of heresy is Jenny Springs. She's adorable, and I just want to hug her so much.
Aww.
Even though Athena will kill me.
Yeah.
I have a question about Springs. I don't want to get off topic too much, but just really quickly, was it established before the Tales from the Borderlands games that she was with Athena, or was that established in the game?
She is confirmed to have a crush with Athena in the pre-sequel.
Okay.
She is fully
It was
lesbian.
adorable.
Gotcha.
Adorable.
Okay.
He played as a teenage.
There was a brief conversation with Athena and Tiny Tina that it was hinted at but not directly stated. The first official signs of all togetherness are from Tales of the Borderlands. The exact quote is, "She's around, but whether or not we hung out or not is none of your business."
Okay.
In the most awkward way possible.
She's cute. There's something about, a female mechanic that I find very, very attractive. E, if you're watching this. Crystal Chen. Anyway, Brandon Johnson, if you're still watching, send me a private message. If you want to join the Hangout, send me a private message with your email address, please, and I'll get you on. All right, so let's get back to the question we were answering, which is, who is your least favorite character? Mecha, are you ready to give an answer for that?
Yeah, I am. So far, this 2/3 banner, I freaking give up on it now.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead. Answer the question.
My hated character. She's not in Tales of the Borderlands. She's technically dead already.
Okay.
You don't actually see her. And that is... Oh, I can't remember her name now. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I see her face, but I just freaking hate her guts in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Probably people know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sheriff of Lynchwood.
Okay.
She's mentioned. I think she's mentioned.
Yeah, she's mentioned. I think that's
in a brief
that's
30
fine.
seconds.
Jack's girlfriend.
I never got that.
Jack's girlfriend. Oh, okay.
I absolutely hate her.
Okay.
From beginning to end.
Not his wife, but his girlfriend.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And even then, girlfriend is kind of...
Nisha! There we go! Got it! Nisha!
Nisha.
I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Shogun, do you have a least favorite character in Tales from the Borderlands?
If we can just keep in mind that least favorite is a relative term.
Sure.
Because I don't... there's not really anyone I... Okay. I'm probably going to be burnt at the stake for this, but Claptrap.
Claptrap? Okay.
Who cares?
I know a lot of people who don't like Claptrap. What is it about Claptrap that you don't like?
Just too much.
Too much? Okay.
I get it. He cusses a lot. He's a tiny robot that's supposed to be adorable, but yeah, it's just I don't like him.
I actually played through the game for the first time of any Telltale games that I've done. I've actually played through Tales from the Borderlands again from the beginning and made completely different choices. So I did side with Jack. I did, like, both times. At the end of episode 2 and at the end of episode 4, I sided with Jack, and I made a lot of different decisions that I made from before, and I was able to bring on Claptrap for real into my team at the end. And again, it's probably because I don't play any of the other mainstream Borderland games, but I wasn't impressed by Claptrap, really. He had kind of annoyed me too, so I don't know, to each their own, I guess, as far as that goes. I think that's everybody. So, Esparta, do you want to give the next question or topic? Is Jamie away? Okay.
You
Well,
did.
Does Mecca, do you have a question or topic that you wanted to bring up to the panel?
Not really, no.
How about you, Shogun?
Did we already talk about the character arcs or themes or something?
No, we haven't.
Of that nature?
No, we haven't. So if you want to bring up something, go ahead. Now's the time.
I want to bring up a bit of a complex. Let's get deep, okay?
Okay. Yeah, let's get deep. Let's do it.
The Traveler, and why I think this was an appropriate name for the Vault, and because this really has been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And of character development. Let's take Reese for an example. This, depending on player choice, has been either, let's say, his ascension or descension.
Mm-hmm.
His ascension into whatever, or his descension into becoming truly like Jack.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A lot of character parallels between them.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. And the double entendre of the Traveler's undertitle of The Traveler, Your Journey Ends Here. Great. Not anything like, oh my, but rather the journey of the end of the game, and he's gonna fucking murder you.
So, do you want to talk more about the Traveler monster itself, or do you want to talk more about the parallels between Jack and Reese?
Well, that's the great thing. I have opened multiple branches where this panel can explore.
Any of you guys want to respond to that?
Reese or
Jamie,
the
you're muted, by the way. I think, Jamie, I can't hear you.
Okay.
I'll go for the Reese Jack arc. I thought that was probably one of the strongest things about this game. Like, just how Jack is always kind of like that little imp in Reese's ear, just like, oh, do this, do this, do this. And like it's almost like he's priming him to become another Jack, which, he is kind of.
Well, not only that, which is true. For example, in the final game when he's crawling out from under the car, how the statue of Jack and Reese mirror up, just chills down my spine. But furthermore, of how when he started out, his job was literally cleaning up poop. He didn't accept the job, but it was his job that Vasquez threw at him as an insult. But there we go. At the beginning, he was just so unthreatening. He was a victim, truly a victim.
Mm-hmm.
But then, at the end of the game, his kill count is well over 500,000, probably in the million range.
You can also say that about Reese as well.
What?
You can also say that about Reese as well.
What did I say? I thought I was talking about Reese.
Ooh. You were talking about Handsome Jack. You said Handsome Jack is literally in the millions. The millions.
Well, I did mean Reese. Because from the end of the game, from the beginning of the game to the 5th episode's intro, he went from the little victim who almost got conned out of $10 million to the destroyer of Helios. Just a really strong grasp on that fact of he really has become possibly he is on Jack and all the Vault
If
Hunters.
you played it, well, to be fair, if you played it that way, you could see it as him being the destroyer of Helios. But Jack was already on a bloody rampage as it was. Like, if Reese didn't, like, send Hyperion down, Jack would have probably gunned everybody else in that office down, and they wouldn't have had a chance. So I don't think that Reese did it to kill off Hyperion. I think he did it to get rid of Jack, and in doing so, people were able to escape on the escape pods and end up becoming the children of Helios down on Pandora. So I think it's a little bit unfair for you to say that Reese was responsible for a million people because it was triggered by Jack.
And who brought Jack onto? I'm not debating. A lot of this is depending on player choice.
Yes, it is depending on player choice. Yes, that's true.
But again, he does have a hand in it because he is the one who brought Jack to Helios. It is Jack's fault, depending on player choice. But Reese does have a lot of blood on his hands that can be inferred that way.
Yes, that is true.
His actions have brought a lot of destruction with Jack's little help in his ear, and I can't help but notice that your banner is up and not mine. It's not fair.
I'm still trying to figure it out as well.
Okay.
But I think that makes
let's try not to talk about the banners anymore. Try to stay on topic.
I think that makes Reese more of a compelling character to see where he goes from that. Like, he could turn out like Jack in the next game, but I feel like if you were playing him or like how you guide him, you can see him later on, and he's like completely different, and like he actually turned Atlas around to make it a good company.
Esparta, do you want to weigh on this topic?
Yeah, I can understand. Well, how I played Reese, I played Reese as power grab. I played him as he wanted to get Atlas and get the corporation. I can understand kind of the way like this player choice. It's if you don't want to do it, because either way, if you don't do it or you do it, you still get put into Jack trying to get control of Atlas and trying to help you. Helios. Sorry. I don't know why I say Atlas. My bad. But I mean, it's kind of interesting to have that point to go on, because then you can just figure out how you're gonna play as. I agree with Gavin. It makes him a compelling character. It really does. I kind of saw that coming a little bit, but it kind of made for a good playthrough to see how will you react to it. Because my Reese kind of he took the power and then he's like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I made a deal with the devil. So.
Well, actually, I want to bring up something about Jack's rampage in Helios. Was that really a different day in the office as when Jack was regularly in power? Because
no, I'd say it's pretty much the same.
Because he strangled the dude just for bringing up his wife. And strangle is the accurate point, not choke, because choke is something you do.
Yeah, I think he specifically mentioned he was choking him, not strangling him, if I remember correctly.
No, other way around. I'm strangling.
No, Jenkins. Choking is something you do when you eat a donut. I am crushing Mr. Jenkins' windpipe with my clock chain.
Even that, you can say, is a really interesting character thing for Jack, because, like, if you played the prequel, yeah, you get what I mean. You see how he kind of turned, and you get more of an aligning story with Reese, you can kind of see that they were both where they both came from and how they could have possibly gone wrong. Well, how Reese could have possibly gone wrong. You know how Jack went wrong.
Oh yeah.
Mecca, did you have anything to weigh as a Jack sympathizer? Do you have anything to say about Reese and Jack?
Well, because I mostly sided with Jack most of the time, but until his plan really started to go to fruition, I was like, nope, 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 no.
Zombie
You're
robots
not
are not
getting me
fun.
again. Ever. I
Actually,
just don't want to become a freaking Jackinator? Put in more sense.
It was interesting to see what was going on back down with the Children of Helios when you're walking around with Vaughn and everybody was bowing and essentially worshiping Reese and putting up the Reese statue, the headless
Remind me of
statue.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and I found that kind of really interesting, and I just don't know how either Telltale or the people who are the maker of the mainstream Borderlands games, how they're going to handle that, because I feel like depending on how you chose for Reese to react to that, he could either embrace it or be really uncomfortable about the fact that you have all these people that are worshiping and following him, much like Jack did. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to deal with that, with the vastly different ways you could have played Reese in general.
Or Pandora.
Yeah. Well, there is that conversation you have at the end when Reese and Fiona finally get inside of the vault, because Reese has a chance to ask Fiona, so what are you going to do, when this is all over? And you could either have Fiona say, I'll be a vault hunter, or I'll stay a con person, or I'll do something else, or, Reese, what are you going to do? And Reese can either say, oh, I'll just keep doing stuff with Atlas, or, oh, maybe I can hire Fiona into the company, or, oh, there's a lot of things that they would have done.
I would like to see how that would play out if Reese and Fiona started a company.
I don't see Fiona a company kind of person, though. A company kind of lady. But
company is a loose term.
Industry and business often go hand in hand.
But it kind of makes sense because he's kind of a con artist. He could be conning other people for
That's
money,
true.
and in
That's
business,
true.
that's kind of the whole point. You're trying to say, hey, you'll buy this product, and in your breath, you're like, sure, yeah, it doesn't work.
Depending how you play it, you can con people for the good.
And she'll con people for a lot of money. a lot of money.
Ooh, well.
Brandon Johnson, if you're watching, I'm about to email you the link. So check your inbox, please, Brandon Johnson, and you should see something in your inbox shortly. All right. So Shogun already gave the other topic. I want to give a topic that one of my viewers wanted to post, who is not able to participate or even watch the live stream. So the question is, which of the characters, other than the main four main characters, which of them do you want to see return in Season 2? That's the first question. We'll start with that question. So which of the other characters, other than the main four, would you like to see come back in Season 2?
The Skag Head.
The Skag Head?
In every episode, there's a Skag Head buried in the sand.
I love that guy. He's the best.
Loaderbot is number one for me.
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes without saying, is Loaderbot, especially now that he has his new Golden Terminator endoskeleton.
Well, let's face it. Loaderbot. We all keep talking about Reese or Fiona. I think somebody brought up Fiona. If not, she'll be given her spotlight in due time. This is Loaderbot's story.
It is Loaderbot's story. Yes, Loaderbot is the true hero of Borderlands.
Yeah, who brought everyone together?
The other guys are
Loaderbot.
side characters. They're the NPCs.
Yeah, they're NPCs.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is, Brandon. Hello.
Oh, Brandon's here.
Hello, man.
Hey, Brandon. I hear you. Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Brandon. Brandon, we're in the middle of a question, but I wanted to have a chance to introduce you yourself. So, Brandon, if you feel comfortable, tell us where you're from and which of the Tales from the Borderlands cast is your favorite and why.
All right, so I'm actually from the Washington D.C. area. I moved not too far from it, but pretty in close range of family. And my favorite character in Tales from the Borderlands, I have to say, it's kind of hard to decide because I'm tied between Reese and Sasha. I really love those two as a character, and I wanted those two to get together through the whole series, but
it happened.
I know it happened, and I kind of almost fangirled when at the end of episode 5. So.
Yeah, I want to get into more in depth about Reese and Sasha. But so I'm going to make note of that question. But let's continue on and ask. We can talk about continue talking about Loaderbot, or if anybody wants to talk about who they want from this season to go into the next season, assuming they make a season 2 of Borderlands. But I'm going to agree that it's Loaderbot was the one who started. He started episode 1 just by dragging Reese and Fiona together and asking them, so what happened? What was the story? Tell us everything that led up to the ultimate climax of the plot, and the fact that he, like you said, was able to bring Vaughn in and everybody else. I agree with Shogun. It really is Loaderbot's story, not Reese's and Fiona's story.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, it kind of is Loaderbot's story because he did bring them together. He did kind of start Tales from the Borderlands. I mean, without Loaderbot, then we would have no Tales from the Borderlands.
You can always tell the main character by the monologue. Who gives it? Loaderbot. Episode 5.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Then we were weak, but now we shall be ready. Blah, blah, blah. Heroics. Now, Fiona, you decide.
Who else has another character that they would like to see in the next Borderlands? Go ahead, Esparta.
Gortys.
Gortys?
Gortys.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. Did anybody, and be honest, nobody's gonna burn anyone if you say yes. Did anyone find Gortys' character annoying? Anyone?
No, I love Gortys.
No, not really. No.
I know some people did find her annoying. I personally found her the second most adorable. Okay, I was BSing there. She is the most adorable, but Springs will always come out on top for me. But
I think there's a fine line when you have a character like Gortys. I think there's a fine line between the nice and naive character, and you can take a nice and naive character and treat it poorly in a way that it actually is like, oh, that's so sweet and getting cavities kind of thing. But I think that I don't think that happened with her character, at least for me. I thought that it was just enough so that you could find her adorable versus annoying, because I think there's a fine line between those two with a character like her.
So in other words, a fine line between Gortys and Claptrap.
Yes. Yes.
I don't mind the Claptrap.
You don't mind Claptrap?
Don't.
I don't mind him at all.
I played every single Borderlands game. I've had enough of Claptrap at this point. Like Borderlands.
Another feeling. I play it too.
Okay.
Borderlands 2, I was like, okay, he's kind of getting a bit annoying. Then the pre-sequel, like, anytime my friend's like, hey, let's play, when he did Claptrap, I would quit because I was done. I got too annoyed with Claptrap at that point.
Did you play the DLC where the Claptrap's Revolution DLC?
I hated it.
Claptrap's Claptastic Voyage.
No, there was a DLC for the first one where
that
Claptrap start a revolution and you can kill Claptrap and it's funny. Yeah, like he goes Borg on everyone.
So Brandon, I think it's safe to say that Claptrap is the one character you don't want to see in season 2 of the Borderlands.
Also,
so which character do you want to see come back in season 2 other than the main 4?
To be honest, August.
August. Oh, yeah. Why August?
Because I mean, I see him. He's not really. He's like an anti-hero. He's not. He's not really bad, but not good. Also, at that note, I will have to be right back. Cause
Okay, no problem.
So I'll be back when I can.
No problem. Okay.
I would be on that same. I would be on board with that if he did not have that epic fail. In that he gave the badass line. He stood up. He was ready to change, and it amounted to a bullet in the gut. That's all it was. At least put up a fight. That's all I would have to say.
I can agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I'm not dissing him. I could live if he did not appear up in season 2. Which, if someone wants to go ahead, I had an idea and I lost it.
No problem. Does anyone else have a character they want to bring back from season 2, Mecha or Gavin?
Janie.
Janie Springs as well. Why Janie?
Mainly because technically, I've never fully got to know her in a pre-sequel, and nor did I get to know her in the Borderlands. It would be actually kind of a good twist to try and see her how much she can actually try and get Athena out of vault hunting and basically killing bandits. I would love to see that happen completely and see whether or not she tries to take the mantle.
Gotcha.
So to speak.
It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. We all have that thing we cannot change about our one true love, but it's fair enough to say that it's only going to take so long of that barbecue before Athena ends stabbing someone in the eye. Also, I want to see Scooter again. I know.
In some form.
Scooter, come back, please.
Actually, I just read on the chat from when you did your live stream, Angel Arts, that they had to get permission from Gearbox to kill him off.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
So I think he's now he's permanently dead in the Borderlands universe.
Yeah. I don't know if they were able to save his consciousness somewhere, just like they did with Jack, but I don't know. It would be cool if...
It was a joke.
I'm sorry, did you say something, Esparta?
That would be kind of interesting, having Handsome Jack and
Scooter.
You could have, like, listen, you don't have to be rude. He's like, shut up. You don't have to be rude about it. You see, like, two kind of alter egos.
I can see. Yeah, I can see.
You don't have to be so rude about it.
Oh, come on, man! Like, you don't have to be like that, Jack. I can see it.
Oh, come on, man! You don't have to be like that, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. I can see
that. I love you, man. I love you. He's like, I don't.
No problem. Looks like we've got Christian in. Hi, Christian. Welcome to the live stream. Christian, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us again, for those who don't know you, where are you from, and who is your favorite Tales from the Borderlands character? Are you getting yourself set up? That's fine. I'll give you some time to set up before, and you can introduce yourself later. Does anyone else want to answer the current question, which is a person from Season 2 that you want to bring on? A person from Season 1 that you might bring to Borderlands Season 2? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and ask the... Oh, did you have a question? Do you have an answer to that, Shogun?
Asher. I don't know.
Asher.
I have not given a real answer because I don't know.
Okay.
The joke's over. I'm done. Sorry.
The next part of the questions from the same viewer, which is I hear feedback. If somebody could make sure that this person from Season 1 that you might bring to Borderlands Season 2. Somebody playing the live stream on their end? Okay, right, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and ask the... Oh, did you have a question? Do you have an answer to that, Shogun?
Asher. I don't know. I have not given a real Christian. Turn off the link. It's giving a feedback loop.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Christian, if you can hear me, if you could not be playing the live stream if you could not play the live stream because otherwise we're getting feedback, and I don't want to get. That's why I muted you. So, all right. So the next question is from the same person. Is what decisions should they base the canon on for future main series Borderlands game? Do you guys understand the question? What of the decisions?
What is the canon route?
Yes. What do you think should be the canon route for future main Borderland games? Do you think?
As vague as possible.
I agree with that. Vague.
Just keep it vague as humanly possible. If you have to choose, just make certain that Reese and Sasha are together. That's it. That's all.
Yes.
The only command.
I don't know about that. If they're gonna make that canon, because I know a lot of people would rage if for the people who are on Team Reese and Fiona.
Trust me, about 0.5% were on that side.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the percentage is.
understand.
There's still a good representation.
I understand how no opinion is ever wrong, but the OTP is always right.
Gavin, did you go ahead, Gavin?
Oh, that's a Tumblr.
There are two people that are on the Reese Vaughn train. Nothing
Mhm.
anyone.
Reese and Vaughn, actually, I mean, that could work. I mean, I take it.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shippers who they refer to it as gay period. If you search for gay period, there's a lot of very gratuitous Reese and Vaughn fan art and.
And how would you know about this, sir?
Exactly.
Of course I would know it. Like, why wouldn't I know about that?
He has a Tumblr blog.
Why wouldn't I? Like, why would I not know about that? Come on now. Yes, gay period. If you guys want to look it up, you don't have to look it up right now. But they're
Too
there.
late.
That's actually how I got the picture I have up here. That I found.
Reese.
I like the
Vaughn.
picture, that one
Vaughn.
that you had up there.
That's one of the less I guess zesty.
The safer ones.
That's one of the safer for work images of gay period. So.
Really? Because I just found
I'm sorry, but I'm on the battleship Risasha. I can't betray my one true ship.
I do like how they didn't just make the two main characters together like they usually do in a movie or TV show.
That is the only reason why I prefer Reese and Sasha over Reese and Fiona is just because, like you said, having the two main characters end up being together is kind of cliche and is kind of overdone.
Plus, Sasha and Reese are just adorable together.
Yeah.
I do like how it is open for player choice. You can choose to not have it if you don't want it.
Right.
Even though it is the most supported one, you could still have Reese, Fiona, and a Perrin.
Or you could just decide to, like
no one's together. We're in the middle of you're in the middle of life and death. There's not really much time for love.
I like how in the end of episode 5, you can even have Reese himself say, "Oh, Sasha and I are just friends," and then you can have him, in addition to say, me and Fiona are just friends, or me and Fiona are a little bit more than friends. But if you decide to not ship Reese with either Sasha or Fiona, then you can headcanon him doing a little something with Vaughn maybe later on. But that's up to you. Anyone else want to answer that question about what choices? I feel like they should canon Fiona going the Vault Hunter route. I feel like they should. I don't know if anyone disagrees with that, for her to become a Vault Hunter.
I agree with that.
He has to be alive to be a Vault Hunter. We don't know what happened at the end of the episode.
True.
Well, I mean, one thing that I believe that should stay canon is that that Reese does own Atlas flat out, and that there would be Atlas, like maybe weapon, like Atlas themed loot in Borderlands 3, because I mean, after Hyperion Crash, Reese did take the certificate that he owned Atlas, right? So I imagine he tried maybe to hire people, but we don't know that, since at the end of episode 5, him and Fiona did disappear. We don't know what happened to them. But I still believe that they're alive. They're just somewhere else.
That could have just been the riches getting revealed. The giant flash doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yeah, it could have
gone.
been them just like taking loot and leaving and not showing what it is.
It's open-ended, and I like that it's open-ended. I think another canon decision would be really nice, because I know the fans would love it, is that Springs and Athena actually got married. I think that would be that's a really nice canon to have.
I mean, for my save, I did bring Athena and Springs, and they did invite them to the wedding, and I would love to see that, actually.
Yeah, I would as well.
You could don't you have multiple windows? You could close that window.
If you want to help Christian, please do it in the chats.
Sorry,
so it doesn't interrupt the flow of the current chat. No problem. Okay, so anyone who wants to, for you guys, if you want to help Christian, please help him out on the chats. But anyway, I want to continue on. Anyone else have any other decisions that you think should be canon? Okay.
Shutting off Jack once and for all.
Shutting
Down Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely the most biggest decision you'll ever make.
Do you think they should make a canon decision on whether Reese decided to keep the Jack AI or crush the Jack AI, or do you think they should try to keep that?
They should crush it, because.
You think that should be the canon? Okay.
I like Jack, but I feel if they keep bringing him back in some way, it's gonna be, you're gonna get sick of the character eventually.
I mean, that's what happened with me in Claptrap. I saw him quite a bit, and he just got really, really annoying. Also, one thing I believe that I hope they would do in Borderlands 3 is reappear people from Tales from the Borderlands, like August, Sasha, Vaughn. And also, I also feel that, Gordis and Loaderbot, if those two could become a thing in Borderlands 3, that'll be good. I would personally love that. Because, at the end of Episode 5, come on, those two, they have a connection, and I really just want them to maybe be a thing, because, a lot of people already ship Loaderbot and Gordis. I'm one of the people who definitely ships them. But, that's just thoughts I have.
Brandon, do you have a question or topic that you want to bring to the panel? I'm still hearing feedback, by the way, from someone.
A question.
You don't have to. Otherwise, I have another question that I can bring up. I'm just throwing it out there. Christian, are you good to go?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. So if you could tell us where you're from and who is your favorite Tales from the Borderlands character?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, my name is Christian. I'm from Sweden, and I like actually what's the annoying trash can who.
Oh, Claptrap.
Yeah.
You like Claptrap? Okay.
Yeah, I actually like his sarcastic nature. I'm pretty much like him in a way.
It seems like with Claptrap, you either love him or hate him. So it's you can be in either side, either vote. Okay, here's a question that I really want to ask. So just for funsies,
I'll be sure to kill whoever answers to my disliking.
So just for funsies, if there is, I want you to pick two people that is not formally established or cannot be formally established in the game, two people that you would love to ship. So I'm saying other than Reese and Vaughn, other than Reese and Fiona, other than Reese and Sasha, other than Springs and Athena, who would you ship that's not established in the Tales of Borderlands game, and why would you ship them? Just for fun.
Zero and Reese.
Who and Reese? Wait, who and Reese?
Zero.
Zero and Reese. Huh, I can see that.
No. Reese, and Zero's shrine that Reese has built.
That canon?
I did play through with recruiting Zero into your team at the end, and Reese fangasms over Zero pretty darn hard. He really because he's like, oh my gosh, Zero, can he sit next to me? Can I sit next to him? Can he sit next to me? And I'm like, oh wow, like I think Jack's just been replaced.
The most adorable.
Zero.
I have a ship, and I think maybe Jack and Reese.
Jack and Reese, I can see that. That would be interesting, actually.
Fan fiction, go.
I would love to ship Fiona and Athena.
Yeah.
I would
Teacher's
ship
pet.
that.
But she is already taken.
Well, no, this is just for fun.
Oh, okay.
But you know, Athena taught
Yeah.
her some stuff. You know, she has to take out springs. You know, she could just do that, take Athena for herself. But
Yeah.
that's just a thing that I thought.
Dark
Yeah.
fanfic. I'll probably go with 10 soapy men and the airlock.
The soapy man. That was done
Yeah.
beautifully. My second playthrough of that, I jettisoned the like choreographers in the dojo. I think it was the choreographers.
I figured out how that works. It's time related.
It is time related. Okay.
You take like a 10 and really finely.
Yeah.
It's like 10.0 seconds, 10.3 seconds,
That's pretty
like-
cool. I love how they did that.
and also the time slots for each of those is randomized, sort of 50%, 10.0, 50%, and one A or B, 10,
Gotcha.
C or D.
I think I got one. A boat
Okay.
or a ship or
Oh, yeah. What is your ship?
August and Fiona.
I can see that. If it didn't work out with one sister, move to the next sister, right?
Maybe
Exactly.
Fiona likes her guys very bad.
That's true.
I mean, it's getting a little off topic, but I mean, come on, my Inquisitor in Dragon Age Inquisition, he likes someone bad, and Iron
Mhm.
Bull.
Anyone else want to answer that question? For me, go ahead, Shogun.
I could go again, because technically the 10 soapy men is canon, unfortunately.
So go ahead. Who else would you ship then, Shogun?
I would ship Felix and $1 million. No, canon as well. I choose Fiona and the mustache.
Fiona and the mustache. Okay.
We all know who.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That guy.
That guy. So with
Sorry, I was trying to joke.
with me, at least after the first episode, I kind of saw something going on between Fiona and Vaughn in the first episode. It sort of fizzled a little bit as the episodes continued. So if you're asking me my honest answer to that question, it would be Reese and Vaughn. That's not a big surprise because of the bromance. Surprisingly, a whole bunch of people during the live stream, and I feel like part of this was joking around, were shipping August and Vaughn, especially because of the last moment that they have at the end of episode 5. They just were like, yeah, there's definitely some some serious tension between those two, and not necessarily the bad kind.
The secret teams of behind Borderlands shipping.
August and Vaughn.
Well, I mean, come on, Vaughn, maybe he might have a poster of August in his bathroom. You
Mhm.
never know.
You never know.
What did you do, Angels? What did you do with the best friend in the jail? Did you help her the next time you played through?
Yvette, yes, I helped. In my second playthrough, I helped Yvette.
What did happen with that?
Yvette ends up helping you escape from Hyperion. When the airlock opens up, she'll she'll fall and you'll catch her, and at that point you'll have an option to either try to save her or let her go and fall out of the airlock. And then if you let her stay, then she ends up being found by Obi-Wan Kenobi later. And there's a few scenes with her just before you question the stranger, and she also is helping Vaughn inside the thing that they're at when they're trying to fire the moonbeam, the monster. She's there too. So, good. All right. Does anyone else have another topic or question that they want to bring up to the panel? Anyone? Anyone at all? Christian, did you want to ask something?
No, I see something in the chat.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I don't see a question yet.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Or
Brandon.
if you guys want to look at the question on the chat, it's fine.
I didn't see a new question in the chat. Nobody. Yeah, I don't see a question to a topic, a Borderlands topic on the chat. So go ahead. What is a question, Christian?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was honestly thinking, with the kind of loaderbot, Voltron type scene, would any of you like to see more of that? Because I mean, I love that whole section. I would love to see like at least it done one more time, and something happens. I don't know.
What do you mean by loaderbot Terminator?
Like
do you mean like a loaderbot's new body?
Yeah, when Reese was inside it, and everyone else who chose went inside of it.
Oh, you're talking about
you mean the
Gordis.
Power Rangers?
You're
Yeah,
talking about Gordis.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what I said.
Yeah, Gordis.
That-
No problem, Gordis. Yes, when they went inside.
That was cool.
I mean, in general, I think people really appreciated seeing that their choices mattered a lot, because that either locked or unlocked characters for you to put onto your team in the first place. And then the fact that Gordis was able to copy people's fighting styles was a really nice touch and added a lot of flavor to the final battle. So I think, anything that Telltale can do in future games that makes their choices matter that much and add a variety of different ways for the climax of the game to evolve in that way is definitely something I think fans will appreciate.
I think they should have made the statistics of what choices did people make for the Gordis Zord. Did they choose to smile? Stay silent? I'm sorry. I know a lot of my jokes are landing flat today. I don't know what's wrong with me. It might be the. Dang it! I can't even finish a good joke.
It's okay, Shogun.
Perfect setup.
Just try to stick with, as much as you can. Just try to stick with the topic involved, and don't try too hard to be funny. Just try to stick with the topic, and then let the funny be natural.
Let it naturally come.
Let it naturally come. Don't try too hard.
I
Okay.
know.
So, anyone else have anything else to add to that? Because otherwise, I can bring up another question if nobody has anything else to add to that.
I would love to see because I think this is what you were talking about, Brandon. Right? You brought this up. The loaderbot.
The loaderbot.
I meant Gordis.
The Gordis bot.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think we're going to see giant Gordis again, because it would just be a little too much. Wouldn't be in the spirit of the Borderlands proper. And for another giant-sized monster to come up again in Season 2, I think would be redoing the joke, and Borderlands doesn't really do that. They are more of a. You get what I'm saying. It's probably not going to happen again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we're definitely going to have choices that matter in Season 2, and Gortys, I'm fairly certain that we're going to see Gortys again with her boyfriend, because we both know that Loader buying Gortys is the ship of the series, the driving force, if you will.
Yep.
And
Like R2D2 and 3CPO.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
exactly. Couldn't have said it better. So I think that's who I want to see in Season 2. Gortys bot and Loader bot together on another wacky adventure.
Since we've hit the 1 hour mark, again, I'm just going to reiterate, if any of you are watching and wants to join in with our Hangout, we do have more slots open for people to come and participate to talk about this game. So please just private message me on YouTube, a YouTube private message with your email address if you haven't sent it to me before, and I will give you instructions to join the Hangout. So I want to just dive in now, because we were mentioning Season 2. Let's talk about Season 2. So I want to talk about your thoughts on the very last scene, the end shot of Season 1, where supposedly, if you want to interpret it that way, Reese and Fiona just disappeared after they opened the vault, and a lot of people think that that's the case. It makes sense because the Vault of the Traveler is all about teleportation, so it easily could have teleported them to another. Wherever it is, it could have teleported them. So I want to have some predictions from you guys on what you think what do you think is going to happen in Season 2? What do you think the story is going to be about? What do you think is going to be the controllable characters? Do you think we're going to control Reese and Fiona again? Do you think we're going to control completely different characters this time? My prediction is that the whole point of the next season is to find what happened to Reese and Fiona, to look for them. And for me personally, I would love it if we switched things around and had the two characters that you would control back and forth to be Sasha and Vaughn. Sasha on Obi-Wan Kenobi is the new characters you control, and then having Reese and Fiona being the NPCs, I think would be a really neat flip. What do you guys think?
That would be a really good idea, having the other characters to play through. After all, Reese and Fiona are gone.
Mm-hmm.
It would be kind of cool to play as zombies. I would like to hear what their kind of spiel is if we play or talk to them, like how they respond. That would be kind of actually really cool. That's a really good idea.
I mean, my idea for Season 2 is, like, Vaughn and Sasha, yeah, you would control them, but at the same time also controlling Fiona and Reese, like them trying to find their way back, with Sasha and Vaughn trying to find where they are and trying to get back to them. That's what I think. I would actually be interested for that to happen, because you'd have 4 playable characters and 4 different perspectives and a lot more choices.
So almost like Game of Thrones, almost.
Yeah, almost like that.
I have an idea of the adventure they could have, but I don't know if maybe a war between them and the ones who build the vaults. Maybe.
The Iridians.
Yeah. In the Telltale or the normal Borderlands, maybe. I don't know.
Did you have any thoughts on that, Mecca, on the Season 2, if they do one?
I think there may be a Season 2, but of course it will have to split. Because I remember a very specific cutscene that's not in Tales from Borderlands, but in pre-sequel, war is coming. And you'll need all the Vault Hunters you can get. I think Fiona may be coming back, but I think Reese is probably maybe a side character, but there is going to be a massive war heading to Pandora.
I think that would... Go ahead.
That does not involve the Iridians, but involves them as being an ally this time. And basically all the vaults are all the vaults that they saw on the map, if you played Borderlands 2 to the very end, all those vaults are going to open up everything's going to spew out. And it's basically becoming a Vault War.
I see that being the main plot for Borderlands 3. I don't know if that's going to be a main plot for Tales from the Borderlands Season 2, but I definitely see that as a good one for Borderlands 3.
It could lead to that.
That is true. That is true.
That would be awesome.
I would agree to that. Yes.
I feel that they would, for the next one, they would do the 4-character things, but with Vault Hunters going out and doing different things, like maybe getting more Vault Hunters or fighting locations of more vaults.
I mean, maybe in Season 2 we might see some of the other Vault Hunters, like maybe Axton, Krieg. I would love to see Krieg.
I would love to see Krieg. I know. Oh, I just love Krieg so much, and I would love to see him in Tales of the Borderlands.
I'm pretty sure Jason Douglas is too occupied playing Beerus right now.
Probably.
Seeing completely different Vault Hunters in Season 2, like maybe some of the other ones like Lilith, because I mean, if it's going to be Vault War in Borderlands 3, they would need to set up for that. So maybe have like Reese, Vaughn, Fiona, and Sasha, and everyone else meet these Vault Hunters and get to know them a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you could be playing as completely new characters during this Vault War that might happen.
Maybe.
Like, trying to survive.
I mean, or they could do something like they did with the Minecraft story mode, like you have a character that like you chose, and like how they go through this war that could potentially be happening. Like maybe their hometown is being destroyed and taken over. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If I could pick, I would definitely play as a Psycho. Because I think that would be an interesting protagonist to have.
That would be interesting if you had a nice Psycho.
A Niso.
Krieg.
A Niso.
Basically.
Krieg.
Or at least some. Yeah, I think that would make a really interesting plot point. Any other predictions or thoughts on Season 2?
Well, I hate to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But given that I am not completely on board with Reese and Fiona teleporting, and the fact that I am still waiting for my Wolf Among Us Season 2,
oh yeah,
there may not be a Season 2 for Borderlands.
That's true. There may not be.
Oh, I have.
Go ahead, Gavin.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this is right, but the reason why there's not a Season 2 is because I believe that leads up to the comic books. I'm not sure. Like the Fable comic books it's adapted from. That's what I heard anyway.
It is, but I think I've heard that I've read somewhere. I don't know how accurate my source is, but I think I've read in several places that Telltale has said they are going to be doing a Season 2 of Wolf Among Us. They just haven't given any more information beyond that.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Gavin, but
go ahead.
I'm wondering if you know more about this than me, but I jumped in with the comics of Wolf Among Us near Blue, Little Boy Blue epic adventure.
Yes, which we're not going to spoil. Yes, which we're not going to spoil. Go ahead.
Epic adventure, but at the beginning, were they aware of the puppets? Nothing more than that. Puppets. Were they aware? Nothing about.
This directed at me.
Anybody? Does anybody know, or am I going?
I don't know how many people on this panel knows about.
I know someone that read it. I think they have a vague awareness of them. Very vague.
Well, I know. Well, I'm fairly certain that.
Is this?
I can't. It's spoilers. Yes. I can't say.
I think we're getting off topic. I don't want to jump to a different game. Back to Tales from the Borderlands.
There may not be a Season 2, but if there is, I would like them to maybe, if the war is coming, I would like it to be maybe more integrated in with this big event going on.
Yes,
if that
I
is
agree.
coming. But if it isn't, then possible story.
Take in consideration that right now, Tales from the Borderlands is lauded as one of the best, if not the best series that Telltale Games has made to date. Like, back in the day, Walking Dead, by a landslide back in the day, Season 1 of Walking Dead, at that moment was Telltale's by far best series they've ever done, and they brought in a Season 2. Now, people are saying the exact same thing about Tales from the Borderlands. I would be shocked if they don't do a Season 2 of Tales from the Borderlands, just because of how well the season performed against, all of the other things that Telltale has done. So that's all I have to weigh in for that.
Hi guys, sorry, I have to leave. I have to go do some stuff. I'm sorry.
No problem, Sparta. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Hark.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
See ya, Sparta.
Bye.
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 Does anybody else have any thoughts, assuming a Season 2 actually happens? Does anybody else have any thoughts or predictions about Season 2? Otherwise, I'll have another topic to discuss.
I'm good.
Okay. So my question is, again, to piggyback off of what I said. Again, like I said, Tales in the Borderlands is lauded as argued to be the best series that Telltale has done to date. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? Do you agree or disagree that Tales in the Borderlands is the best series that Telltale has done so far?
Yep.
I still have to.
Okay.
Gavin, wait, hold on. Gavin, go ahead. What is your?
I think it is because of the characters. It has great characters, and I think they're my favorite out of all the Telltale games. And plus, it goes over various emotions, not just The Walking Dead, where it's like mainly isolation, depression, and sadness, with the bit of hope coming through. This handles comedy well. It handles sadness well. That's mainly why I like it. It goes through so many emotions, and for the most part, it hits them all.
Mm-hmm. Did you go ahead, Shogun?
I have to wait till episode 6
of Game of Thrones to decide.
Yes, I have to wait for that before I can give a final opinion. They have to be able to wrap it up. But again, so far I'm pretty on board with that being my favorite Telltale game. Well, as much as I objectively looking at it, because my absolute favorite is The Wolf Among Us, and I understand. And while it's my personal favorite, I do recognize that there are certain weaknesses about it. But I still love it, and objectively, what I would say the best until the ending, best is Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Whether or not that changes with the ending, if they maybe I doubt Telltale would, but maybe they would drop the ball at the finale, but I don't think they would, but anything's possible. And that's
a good answer. That's a good answer, Shogun. Anyone else either agrees or disagrees with that, with Borderlands being the best Telltale series so far?
I would like to agree, but I mean, as Shogun said, for me, they would have to finish Game of Thrones, and also now that they started the Minecraft story mode, and I really got into that, to finally decide I would have to finish that completely, like episode 5. Once I finish episode 5 of that, then I will be able to rightfully decide, because, I mean, but as it stands for me, Wolf Among Us is my favorite. Okay. Then it's a three-way tie between Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, and Minecraft Story Mode. I love all three of those games, but they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. Like Minecraft Story Mode, it's not as emotional, and it doesn't handle comedy as well as Tales from the Borderlands does, for example. But Game of Thrones, it does it a bit differently, and I kind of like the style of it, especially the art style. I love it. but then I keep going back to from the Borderlands because the characters are so memorable. I love every single character. Really, the only character I dislike is some of the psychos. That's really it. But like, I love everybody else, even the people that were really the bad guys.
Mhm.
I still love them. I love Jack even more than I ever have because of it.
Mecca, how about you? What do you think?
I really can't give my opinion since I've only played 2 of the Telltale games.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I've already played Wolf Among Us, and then I played
Okay.
Tales of Borderlands because I had a specific interest in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know jack about Game of Thrones. I don't know jack about Minecraft, even though technically I was going to buy it at some point, but who cares?
No problem.
I thought you were saying
No problem.
Jack was in Game of Thrones. I'm sorry.
That would be
I don't know
different.
Jack.
Yes. How about
That
you,
would be
Chris?
weird if he was. He started
That would-
strutting around and nothing
Yes.
but sitting on and
It
goes, yeah.
would
I'm
weirdly
here.
work
I
though.
love it.
Okay, right. Really
Okay,
quickly,
take over.
Mecca. Really quick question, Mecca. So you don't know anything about Game of Thrones. Wait, who knows? So wait, for the people then who I guess this isn't directed to Mecca, but anyone who has played Game of Thrones and Borderlands, who would win, Jack or Ramsay? Jack versus Ramsay, who would win?
I think they
Jack!
Jack?
I think they would just both realize they're psychos and go for a drink.
Shogun?
I watched Game of Thrones. I have to say Jack.
Jack would win.
Only
Okay.
because I am so biased that I want Ramsay to die.
Fair enough.
Tear him to limb.
That's how you know he's a good villain.
Christian, do you think that Tales from the Borderlands is the best, or you don't think it's necessarily the best?
I think it is the best, but I like actually the story about the DeLorean more.
Oh, you like Back to the Future more.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of that
Of the
movie series,
Mhm.
especially because of the day that passed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because as of this recording, the Back to the Future Day was a couple weeks ago or last week. For
The future
me,
is now the past.
yes.
Yeah.
For me, personally, I will always have a soft spot for Walking Dead Season 1. For the longest time, Walking Dead Season 1 was my favorite of all Telltale games. But after playing Tales from the Borderlands, that is for me the best series that I've played from Telltale so far. Mostly because of what Gavin said. It hits virtually every single emotion, from humor to anger to romance to sadness, like all of the feels, everything and every between. It was a roller coaster of emotions, and you get to feel it all. It had fantastic characters. It had an amazing soundtrack. It had better introductions. The introductions of every single Borderlands episode blew every single other introduction that Telltale has done in other series out of the water, personally for me. And because of the way that they were animated, and because of the music that was playing, the soundtrack that was playing, more than any other Telltale game, your choices mattered the most, in my opinion. I think they handled your choice and your decisions better than any other Telltale games. So taking all of those in consideration, I felt like everything that Telltale does well, they knocked it out of the park in that way. Added on to the fact that, unlike Walking Dead, I went into Tales from the Borderlands not being a fan of the original content. So for someone like me who loves The Walking Dead, wasn't a fan of Borderlands going into this game, and I loved that series immensely, says something about that game, in my opinion. So
I have something to say. Persona 4, you would love that game because a little girl you meet is pretty. It's like what is her name in The Walking Dead?
Clementine?
Clementine.
Okay.
The girl you meet in Persona 4 is kind of like Clementine, but more innocent and more because there's not dead people walking around. But she's pretty cute, and you would love her.
Okay.
And, so yeah.
A lot of people have been asking me to play Persona, so it's definitely on my bucket list. Trust me. Does anyone else?
I'm typing. Sorry, continue.
Does anyone else have any other things to say about that our current topic, our current question? Okay. So, given that, let me turn the question around. What is your biggest critique? What is your biggest complaint or critique or weakness for Tales from the Borderlands? Because it does have things you can critique.
I know what yours is.
Okay.
I would say that the biggest weakness is the I say the biggest weakness is when I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it delicately. I know a lot of people like the fact that it was very funny, but I think it could have done with a bit of a serious moment at one particular moment.
Okay, which was?
Done to have a better, treated it a bit more respectfully.
Okay, and what was that? What scene was that?
The museum owner's death. I get it, everyone's insane, but this kid's father just died. He maybe not shrug it off so much. Just let it be forgotten so easily.
That's a good point.
I get it. Everyone's insane on the planet. It's not that big of a critique, but it did, that's it? The kid doesn't even care? Okay.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I'm now confused.
I think that was
the first episode.
The very first
there was
episode.
The Museum of the Dead owner.
Right.
He got shot in the head.
Depending on the decision that you made, the guy who has
I believe August shot him in the head.
August shoots him in the head depending on the choices you make, whether or not you let the guy follow Fiona or not.
His father, the museum owner.
The museum owner, yeah.
He went to August's bar, and he owed August money.
He died in my playthrough. My playthrough, he died. So.
Yeah, he died in mine.
Yes. But when Reese goes to the Museum of the Dead, he meets his son. The father is shown previously when Fiona is conning the vault key. It shows the guy Reese met prior in the Museum of the Dead. He meets him. Okay, I confused myself. Give me.
It's okay. It's okay. I think I know what you're saying. But at any rate,
Thank you.
there are certain scenes in the point is there's certain scenes in the game that you felt could have been treated with more seriousness and more respect. That the humor was probably too much for that scene.
Hang on, didn't the guy have an amp shield, if I recalled? I think he escaped. I remember that very, very well from the audio.
I'd have to check again. I have to check again. But does anyone else have a response to their biggest critique of this game? Go ahead, Brandon.
One thing I could say that I've disliked about Tales from the Borderlands was kind of I'm just gonna call it the Voltron part.
Okay. It was too
Like-
corny for you, or?
No, I love that whole part, but
Mhm.
that some of the stuff were limited to some people. I mean, that kind of annoyed me a bit, and the fact that I couldn't choose to take different people. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe take Vaughn with me. That would be actually really interesting if Reese and Vaughn were both trying to help Gortys, and someone else was handling everything at the crashed Helio space. But it's just me nitpicking a bit because I just want Reese and Vaughn to have more of a bromance.
That would be my biggest critique, I guess, of the game, and I think Shogun, in all, Shogun probably caught it.
We need more abs, dang it!
We need more. Well, we need more abs. We need more Vaughn in certain episodes. But in all seriousness, because Vaughn was completely absent, depending on your choices. He was, for me, when I first played, he was completely absent in episode 4, except for a few seconds of him talking to Reese. And then, again, depending on what you did in episode 3, he could have been incapacitated for pretty much the entire first half of the episode. In the second half, he hardly did anything. So, again, that's probably because subjectively I'm partial to Vaughn's character. But in all seriousness, other than that, there were a lot of really awesome scenes that you had with Reese and Vaughn that you didn't get by default. For example, I love the scene where Vaughn and Reese are talking about their friendship and their relationship and how Vaughn kind of felt really he was very vulnerable and he felt like he was being left behind. That Reese will always be the cool guy and he's always going to be the lagging behind sidekick, the nerdy sidekick, and that was such a beautiful scene. And I wish that you got that scene regardless of your choices, because you got to have scenes with Sasha. Sasha was a greatly fleshed out character. You got to have a lot of really amazing scenes with Sasha, and I'm not just talking about Sasha and Reese. I'm just talking in general. You had some great scenes with Sasha that you got regardless of your choices, but there were some amazing scenes with Vaughn that you only got depending on certain choices that you made. I understand that helps with the replayability of the game, but I feel like when there's such great character developing moments in the game, it should be there by default. That's just my main complaint of that, because it was such a beautiful scene.
I would actually say, and I know this might be a bit against your opinion, but I would say maybe made more of that, but because of consequences. Like you mentioned that you got the scenes with Sasha regardless of your choice.
Yes.
I would say that instead of revealing Vaughn's by default, I would say make also Sasha.
I would agree with that. That I would be on board with. I would be okay with that.
Because consequences of actions. You get the scene as a reward if you make the quote-unquote right decision.
Right.
You go with the more... If you trust Jack, who has combat experience and bigger power, let's say, more powerful member of Jack, rather than just trusting your friend who is less combat experience and weaker than Jack, then you're going to lose something. It might be the morally right decision, but might not be the tactically right decision. And as a reward for that, you get the emotionally packed scene of Vaughn. However, not giving the same treatment to Sasha would be
one-sided. Yeah, I agree with that.
Or appear as such. When in reality, it was probably the voice actor probably came down with a case of a bad cough or something, and they had to a tactical it was a resource issue, so they had to cut back on Vaughn time, something like that. Again, the end product is we don't have all the we don't have what might have been. We only have the final project to judge.
I have no issue. I guess for me, I have no issue with making your choice matter in that way, that you're locked out of certain content based on what you do. But if it comes down, I guess I am partial towards character development scenes. When it comes to those kind of scenes, I feel like those kind of content should be there regardless, and you can have other content that is locked out. But I don't know. What are other people's thoughts on the question on this topic? Anyone? Gavin?
Yeah, I felt sometimes it can be a little disjointed with the story.
Disjointed? Okay.
Yeah, it could have been like, you've got this happening, then these guys come in, then this happens, and it doesn't all fit together sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like seems that, oh, this scene just came from these guys coming in, and it's like improv a bit.
Anyone else? Okay, next question. In the entire series of Tales from the Borderlands, all 5 episodes, what was your favorite moment in the game?
Jack's death.
Jack's death was your favorite moment. Okay, all right.
It isn't the death of Jack. I love Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right beside Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just the sincerity of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Again, back to Reese, it was the full evolution of whatever he became. Is he like Jack?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The simulator, it is the climax of Reese's story arc. His final journey and what he became. And ultimately, he is the one that kills Jack. Whether or not he kept it or crushed it, Reese is more than likely the last time we will ever see Jack in a Borderlands game.
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
Possibly. That's... And
okay.
It's just like the tearing out of his body and the excruciating gut twitching.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's that. That happened.
Yeah. And I loved every second of it. I loved to feel my guts turn.
It was handled well.
It was handled well, and I just loved the scene so much.
Other people's... did you have anything else, Shogun?
I just wanted to elaborate that the way I played Reese, he was a good guy. He was what Jack could have been in the pre-sequel, per se. He crushed Jack, he destroyed him, and while he was the quote-unquote destroyer of Helios, it was sort of incidental, a reaction of his consequences, indirect casualty of the war, per se. He wasn't at war, he was just trying to survive, and in doing so, he ended up destroying Helios. That's everything I got, and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Other people's favorite moments?
My favorite moment, actually have to kind of think about this. My favorite moment was in episode 5 when Sasha, everyone thought she was going to die, and then the pocket watch. That's like my favorite moment because I teared up a bit. Then I saw that the pocket watch was healing her. Then I was just cracking up and saying, "Telltale, you've done this another time." Because the only actual other time I've cried was when Lee died in season 1. That was tragic.
Yeah.
I didn't want another character I love to die. And just seeing her being able to live just made me so happy.
I agree. That entire scene was done well. I like the little touches that they did, like Reese trying to use his tears to heal her. It was so Reese. Like it gave us sort of a humorous element without breaking the mood. if that makes sense. They were able to introduce that sort of humor without breaking the mood. And then finally, when you realize, oh, she's going to be okay, she just was given a second life, she falls, she drops.
That's broken.
So the pacing of that was perfect. It was like sad, sad, sad. Oh, that was really sweet what Reese said, and then it gave a touching moment where she went up and Sasha wiped Reese's tear off of his face. It was so touching, and then you can have Fiona say "I love you" or whatever you want to say before she dies, and then she's like, "Guys, I'm not dead yet." And so there was that humor, and then the flux capacitor goes off, and then whomp, comedy. So the pacing was perfect.
Activated.
Yeah.
I have a question about that. Why did Felix give the watch? What was his?
Did you get the Felix still alive, Christian?
I haven't played it. I just follow.
If Felix is still alive and you pick him to be on his team, there's a good combination of the story that he wasn't really betraying them or conning them. He gave them the money. He really did still love them, and all of that.
Yeah, it was all just to protect them.
I mean,
Okay.
with my save and story, I did love that Felix gave them at least 9 million. I'm sorry for anyone who hasn't seen that part, but I just love that Felix, he still cares about them. And that
I still have a lifestyle to maintain.
Yeah, $1 million lifestyle.
I know, but I'm like, when I chose Felix, I was thinking that it would be something different, maybe Fiona would just remember stuff that he taught her, but no, that took me by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Actually knowing that he is alive, I was convinced he died, and I was convinced the money was gone. But then seeing that money and actually seeing that it's a live recording and him talking to Fiona just made me. Honestly, I felt kind of happy. I'm like, aw, so he truly does care about them.
I was still afraid that we weren't going to get any story. I thought it was just going to be, oh, they are there now. Now, I thought there wasn't going to be any scenes. They're just the team that was tagging along. I'm with you, Brandon. It was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see Felix there when I got to choose my team. I was just going through everyone. I'm like, all right, there's Zero, there's Cassius, there's Springs, Athena. Then I'm like, wait, Felix is there? Then I had to choose him just because of that. I'm like, it's Felix. He's dead, as far as I knew at the time, and went with that.
Other people's favorite moments?
I'm sorry, but just to get back on that moment, during that moment, I was in full tears mode, and when it was revealed, I straight up started talking to the download or the game. I was like, game, don't you do that to me. Oh, dear Lord.
You're talking about Sasha's scene, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I almost had a heart attack.
Yes.
I just got hit so hard. I was floored. I was yelling at my game. It was complete scene with me. But I'm sorry, disrupting the flow. Back.
Other people's favorite moment in the game.
The bro moment.
The bro, which bro moment? Which one?
Come on, bro moment.
You're talking about the bro fist? Yeah. Oh yeah, the bro. Yeah, that was funny. Bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Gavin or Mecca?
Funny.
Gavin or Mecca, favorite moment?
Mine had. God damn, Mike.
What is?
My favorite moment had to be the bit where, where Reese and Fiona are standing there, and the other guys are picking up the loo, and you just see Reese leg it around, and then it's just the two of them running. I thought there was comedy, and there was also something really endearing about it. Their banter and the way the two of them. It was just the two of them going to get the main treasure of the vault.
That was. I thought that was really well done. A great way to end the season.
We
How about
are going in like a goddamn family.
Mecca, how about you? Oh, Christian, did you want to give an answer?
No, go Mac.
Mecca, how about you?
My favorite moment was, well, this is going to be sappy because it's me, sadly. I actually nearly shed a tear for when I told Springs that Athena loved her and that she was going to get her out and marry her. I almost shed a tear. I stopped myself.
No,
Just one tear.
That's a great fan moment. Really great fan moment. So that's definitely legit. So my half joking favorite moment. Everybody's gonna know it's the abs. The abs, of course, was my favorite because it came from nowhere. I didn't know that Vaughn was hiding that underneath there. But if you wanted to give
So amazing that the children of Helios were bowing to them as they passed by.
But my serious answer to that question, I really loved Scooter. Like the Scooter moment, you know what I'm talking about in episode 4, the catch a ride moment in episode 4, when Scooter is stuck on the engine and you have to say goodbye to him, and that for a character that is supposed to be the clown, like one of the humorous characters, they treated his character so well during his final moments. Because, again, as somebody who never played the main games again, I wasn't really sure what to think of Scooter. I grew to love him fairly quickly, and then to have him taken away from me, I'm like, oh, I don't know you nearly as long as a fan knew you, but it hurt. It got to me really hard when he died, and that was so cool, the way that they got me to feel that way, even though I didn't know Scooter at all prior to the game. And one little thing that I noticed during my second playthrough, I don't know how many people knew that you could do this, but I used the quick change on Fiona, before to pick out what you're going to wear in Hyperion. I picked the steampunk outfit. And what happens is, because you have a hat that's included in the steampunk outfit, when you're given the choice on whether to kiss Scooter, to hug Scooter, or do neither, say something else to Scooter, there's another option that lets you switch hats. You can take Scooter's hat and put it on you, and you can give Scooter Fiona's hat before you send him off. And it was such a pleasant surprise when I saw that option there, because like, oh yeah, that's right, because my previous outfit didn't have a hat, so I couldn't swap with him. So I took that choice, and it got to me so badly when she put that hat on.
Did Fiona ask, or did she just take the hat?
She just took the hat without saying a word. She just took the hat, took off her hat, and then put hers on, and then put his on without. But you can see in the faces, like the way that she looks at Scooter. Like there was that feeling of, I'm going to honor you by, taking this as a way of letting you live on, and I'll know that when I see this hat that I know that you're still with us. Like that's what I interpreted from the way that they were looking at each other when that switch happened. So it was so beautifully well done. So beautifully well done.
If you say that when they went to recruit Springs, if she gave that hat to him when she recruited, all the feels would just break.
That would be a lot of feels, yeah. Oh.
Did you see what happens when you take the See You Later space cowboy? Have you ever seen?
No, I haven't.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh no, I haven't. I've seen one episode of the first episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Like, but I can't remember which option it is with that. Like on the big sign, it's not Catch a Ride. It's See You Later. Space Cowboy.
Oh, Space Cowboy.
Like everyone calls the main character Spike. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh my god.
Oh.
No.
Big fangasm right there.
Yeah, major one.
Didn't the Hyperion guards, one of them, say that? Isn't that from like an anime or something?
Yeah, they were like, what's that from anime?
That's
the reference.
I actually chose that mostly because I did love Cowboy Bebop. I'm like, I got to choose it. And then when he referenced it, I kind of just chuckled a bit because I'm like, they actually know.
It was all the way. Sheriff Bigby, let us through already. The guard was from Wolf Among Us. Sheriff Bigby.
Yeah, Sheriff Bigby.
I went with his last words because it's Scooter, and I just unpaused the game from my giant tear spell. So.
Oh.
I just did this.
Scooter.
I just did that. That was for scratch.
Aww. Does anyone have any other questions or topics to discuss? Because I think now that we hit the 2-hour mark, I think we're starting to close out. But I want to give a chance for anyone from the panel. If there's anything you want to say, go ahead, Gavin.
This isn't about the Borderlands game specifically, but if you can see any other property, one specific one you want to see, into a Telltale game, what would it be?
Okay.
I think we already know Angel Arts' answer.
Angel Arts' answer is Doctor Who. That's my answer. Is Doctor
thought
Who.
it was going to be Dragon Age.
Dragon Age, okay.
Is there? I'm not sure, but I think there is a Doctor Who one.
There isn't yet. Not for Telltale.
No.
I'm thinking of something else. Yeah.
That's Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is as close as you can get to Doctor Who at the moment with Telltale. Does anyone? What other answers do people have for that? That's a good question.
I want an anime.
Which anime?
Anime.
Just anime.
Just anime? Any of them? Okay.
Oh, only anime.
Not the hentai.
Not the hentai. Not the hentai. Okay.
No. What'll be greatest Telltale game? Definitely Black Butler.
Black Butler. Whoa.
That will definitely be
It's her
greatest Telltale game.
banner right behind her.
What's that?
Season 2 does not exist.
What's season 2?
I see. Okay.
Christian, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Black Butler is an anime, the poster to which is behind Maka's head.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's based on demons, Grim Reapers, based on Victorian London. I think you guys would really enjoy that. And there are some gay scenes, Alec. There are some gay scenes.
All right, very nice.
Romance.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I have two ideas. One, it goes with anime Berserk. I read the manga and I loved it. And two, just because I'm a fan of this, like a diehard fan, I would love a League of Legends game made by Telltale. Because there's so much lore. Every character has their own lore and their own relations with each other. They're even remaking some of it and changing everything. Like, for example, two guys, they were enemies, but now when they redid the lore, they're now friends. And there's just so much in-depth lore that I've taken, like, days where I'm not doing anything. I'm honestly just, like, reading lore just to figure out what's going on. I personally would love that, but I highly doubt they do that.
Okay.
Brandon, is it Christina and Garen?
Katarina and Garen.
They're now friends?
I know.
No, it's Twisted Fate and Graves.
Okay. Sorry, off topic.
No, it's fine.
Gavin, did you want to answer that
I
question?
know specifically 3 I would like to see. One is The Witcher. I would love to see it.
Witcher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one would be Star Wars. I think
I
would
can
be
see
really...
Telltale doing Star Wars. Oh, yeah.
And I had up to this, I was thinking, oh, what would make great Telltale games? And I remember a person I knew saying the old D&D cartoon. If you've ever seen that, would make a great Telltale game.
What does it say it again?
It's like this really old Saturday morning cartoon that was about the D&D.
Oh, okay.
And it's really cheesy, and they're just like, I would like to see that. Or He-Man.
He-Man Telltale. That would take you back.
That has my vote right there.
Christian,
do you have an idea for a Telltale game series at all?
No, it's do you know, not that, but a quickie. Do you know Sam from Seduce Me?
Yes.
I know actually the YouTuber who is voicing him, Kagi.
Oh, Keki Films. Aren't you on the top? Yeah, I know him as well.
Do you know him personally?
Not personally, no, but I do keep contact with him. I do.
That's cool.
So maybe we can try to get him in the next hangout, so you can
It would
talk
be.
to him.
I would, in general, I would love to interview any of the voice actors or anyone involved with Seduce Me, including the creator. I forgot her name, Michaela, or whoever the creator of Seduce Me. I would love to interview any of those people. That would be cool.
They are actually making
A second one.
Me, yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe you can get them to so you can advertise the second
Promote.
by
Yeah.
by having a hangout with them.
We'll see if they would be willing to do that. That'd be a really cool idea. Thank you, Christian. Let's stay on topic with Tales of the Borderlands, though. Go ahead, Mike.
You know what Telltale's game I want to see?
Yes.
Wolf Among Us Season 2.
Oh, really?
Telltale.
If they get enough properties, they can do like a Super Smash Bros. Like kind of deal.
That would be amazing.
Like Big Wolf versus Lee.
What?
What about Life is Strange 2? Or if they're ever gonna make 2?
That would be Square Enix. Square Enix. I would say they would let Square Enix continue that.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, actually, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I actually
ahead.
have to say, like a Smash Bros. Idea of like all the Telltale games in one. That's actually an interesting idea.
Telltale, you can have that. Just pay me royalties.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of maybe like season 1 Lee seeing like season 2 Clementine and Kenny and like reacting differently to that.
Yeah.
That would just warm my heart.
Then the Dolores comes
You never
in.
know what the Super Show will be.
That's true. I'm still waiting on any information about the Super Show. We'll see. But all right. Anything else? Any other questions or topics you guys want to talk about before we close? Anyone? Okay. Well, for those of you who are watching this either live or on video, the next open mic hangout that I'm planning on doing is going to be on Life is Strange. It'll probably be somewhere in the later part of November. For those of you who want to talk about Life is Strange, I am going to do one for the Telltale Games' Game of Thrones, which is the finale is coming out very soon. So we'll be doing one of that, and I will probably do something Walking Dead related, either about the upcoming Michonne series or just talking about the TV show, because I've been following the season and I would love to have a chance to talk to other fans of the TV show, because I think that would be really cool. So thank you again for everybody on the panel for participating in this conversation. I hope that people had fun and that maybe some of you guys out there who are watching learned a thing or two about our opinions, and hopefully, if you're interested, we can have you participate in our Hangout next time. So, anybody who wants to join me, until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.
Bye.